Welcome to the channel again, everyone, and if you like Play Forever or you want to learn about Play Forever, this video is for you. Alright, so they're designed in the UK by professional industrial designers. They're made in China like in most everything else. This is meant for a 1-year-old child to learn dexterity. It's a rolling toy, no motor, no batteries or anything. It's made of really thick, strong ABS, and then that's the part number, and the colorway is called the model is called Loretino. I think the colorway is maybe that, I don't know. Oh yeah, here it is. The colorway is Monaco if you want the blue one. There's two others. There's a red one that looks more like a traditional Ferrari color, and then an all black one. I decided to start with this one. I'll probably get the red one eventually as well because the body looks like a Ferrari. Anyways, the smallest line that this brand makes is called the Verve series. And there's the blurb about the company itself. They've been around a little while. I like the cardboard packaging. No guilt throwing that away. And unfortunately this one's using cardboard to hold the car. I don't like that because paper's abrasive. And these things come with like what looks like an automotive clear coat to me. But paper, well, I don't know why it's not coming out this way. Maybe I gotta try opening it on the other side. Oh, it's because there's a dent here. Yeah. It did come double boxed, but oh boy, what a pain. So yeah, you know, paper's abrasive. Yeah, I don't know if that bottom's gonna be scratched up from shipping vibration. Most of the other ones come with foam from the Verve series. I gotta say, this does look awesome though. I didn't bring up the computer today, so I can tell you weight-wise. This thing is 180 grams, so I'm pretty sure they add a piece of metal inside there to give it extra heft. And then lengthwise is roughly, I don't know, maybe 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters. I like it though. I like it small. I almost wish they were half the size, but I guess it wouldn't be as impressive of a rolling toy being smaller. I mean, Hot Wheels are meant to roll, but they're not impressive because they're so small. Anyhow, yeah, just to show you. Silence. So there's no suspension or ball bearings or anything like that. They just use really thick axles and the weight to give it that rolling smoothness. And it has really grippy rubber tires, but again, I think it's the weight and probably the curvature. Not much of that rubber is actually touching the ground, so that creates less rolling resistance. Alright, well, if you buy this without the packaging, say at a thrift shop or whatnot, you can figure out what brand it is, you can figure out the series and the color and the model part number and how old it is. That's what I like to know. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you that this is called a Loretino. So I kind of wish they had one extra line of text telling you what the car name is. I think that's more important than the color myself. Usually they give text on the body, but this one, no, there's nothing saying Loretino, right? Not that I can see. So that's unfortunate. Alright, well anyways, the tires here, they do have the brand debossed in there, which is nice. And then this thick ABS plastic wheels mimicking a wire spoke wheel. It's interesting. It's very crude looking being plastic and so thick, but well, it's a kid's toy, right? And clearly it's not passing air. That would have been nice too, but they just have a big disc here. Possibly for crushing damage. You know, if this is safety rated for children, you can't have wheels crushing and collapsing. So I'm sure that's for strength. Okay, well, yeah, the tires are nicely done. And then you can see here the bottom is like this matte grain texture raw plastic, kind of like you see on the inside of an interior of a car. But then here it's super glossy. You can see the reflection of the LED. I don't know if that's a separate piece. I don't think it is. I think they just maybe masked it off and clear coated this section here. And then there are two screws way down in there if you want to take it apart for some reason. And then I can see those axles there. Yeah, I think they're 3mm axles. So what a smoothness going on. Now the top body here is super glossy. It's been clear coated. I cannot feel the graphics here of these. I would assume those are supposed to be like the headers or engine exhausts or something, air intakes maybe. But it's on both sides, which is nice. And then the front, this is a separate piece of plastic it looks like, and that's also clear coated on top of this number 2 graphic, which is also very crisply done. This clear coat is so smooth that this square LED above us is reflecting so sharp. It's amazing. It's fantastic. If you look at the reflections in my 1/64 scale car models, very often they're a little much wavier than that. Only a few of the resin models in my collection are this good. Okay, well, this is nice how they left a little bit of the black of the bottom on here to maybe trap the axle, but they molded this blue piece so well. It's almost no gaps. I guess that's the gappiest part there, but here there's no gap at all. And then this is really tightly fit as well. Yeah, very cool. Nothing up top, nothing on the back. Yeah, just a smooth, streamlined look. It looks like an early F1 car, you know. It looks like a Ferrari. It looks like the first Ferrari F1 car, or even before that, like a pre-war kind of vehicle. So this chromed plastic helmet here, it is like a mirror. You can basically see what's going on in this room. Spoiler alert, there's a bunch of garbage and toys here. Okay, well, it's got a black visor here as a separate piece. So the head here, you got a helmet, the face, and the goggles. 3 parts there. And this is the first one I have with any indication of a human body. Usually it's just a head stuck into a car recess or something, but this one actually has indications of a chest and shoulders, so that's a first for me. But look again, look how tightly fit this black piece is to the blue. Very impressive, right? It's not a... Yeah, it's quite a lot of curves and surfaces this thing is fitting into, so the molds are really good, or the molding process they use is really good. You know, they're pulling them out of the molds and letting them cool properly so they don't get all distorted and have air gaps between part fitments. And so that's one thing I appreciate about this brand. The only thing I wish they did do is have the text on both sides of the tires. See, it's not on this side. The reason why is if you have a tire problem, you could just flip them over, which I did have a problem on the Luft Porsche 911 I reviewed. And here, if I'm going to nitpick, yeah, see, it's like a little bit, some chunks or something are missing there. But if it was on both sides, I would just have another 50% chance of having it fixed. But in this case, maybe the tires are different. I don't know if this diameter is bigger than that diameter. It's hard to tell. I don't know. Oh well, anyhow, I like it. It's very small. Let's look at a few other of these smaller Verve series here. So I've got this, I believe this is based off the cigar-shaped F1 cars of the 60s and 70s. That's what 50s and 60s. That's what the website says. But other internet sources says this was supposed to be a Maserati GP car, which also it looks like that. But see, this one tells you it's a Malibu, and on the bottom it tells you red is the Ross color. Yeah. So I guess this looks like earlier in F1 history. So then going further forward in F1 history, we have the Velocita, and the colorway of the red one is called Jaune. So I think this might be my favorite casting from this brand. It's so cool, the crazy proportions of the thing, and the head is just like floating in air here. It makes no sense, but I like it. And just the staggering of the tires is so extreme. So that's the Velocita. And then the most modern F1 car they make is called the Turbo. And so this definitely looks like a Ferrari. What's interesting about these last two is the sidewalls are plastic. And so that's how they get the sunray printing to look so sharp, because because they're on a hard surface. And so the laser is the red color if you want to pick up this. I've actually gone and ordered all 4 colors, so you shall see. I'm trying to track down this in blue, but it's impossible to find anywhere. These well, yeah, anyways, so that's pretty cool that you have Formula 1 racing history in what I would consider a deformed shape, deformed slash cartoony shape, I guess. But they're extremely well finished, and they roll very well if that's important to you. So they're very neat. They're all pretty small, that's for sure. But I think, you know, from a plan view, this Loretino is the smallest one. Yeah, definitely the shortest if I line them all up. Yeah, this is the shortest one for sure. And probably the narrowest as well. Alright, well, another fantastic little toy by the brand here. Yeah, they're bigger than I usually like to collect, but I'm willing to buy every one of their car castings because I like them so much. They're just so simple to look at. It makes them easier to appreciate, I suppose, because they are so simple. Whereas the more realistic car models, if you watch my reviews long enough, you'll find that 90% of my reviews have some sort of negative comment, because I'm not sure if it's possible to reliably make cars 64 times smaller than reality. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Not even the expensive resins. They have quality control problems. They do look awesome though. Alright, well anyhow, that's a different tangent there. So I will continue to collect some of these things, and hopefully you'll stay tuned to watch them. See you then. Thanks. Bye.